So since I've been having all this fun trying to get Adobe to actually do something, since their customer service is beyond horrid, I thought I would entertain a video call with these charming individuals. So I'm going to be dialing the 800-833-6687 number first and following the prompts to try to get somebody to deal with the issues. My experience so far is they just put me on dead silence and ignore me, because that's how Adobe deals with customers. Adobe has no earthly desire to address the situations or make them correct. They seem to think that somehow or another they're entitled to commandeer your property and demand that they can curtail your freedom of speech, your right to be free from search and seizure, and numerous other issues that I have with what they're doing, instead of simply just fixing the issue where the computer logs you out of your account and makes you log back in over and over and over again until everything you try to work on, every project, it ends up deleted before you get anywhere on it, because they can't seem to be able to deal with it. Something is wrong with this company, and they don't seem to have any type of tech support that gets it. They are just horrid. They promised to call me back on Thursday night. They didn't do it. They promised to call me yesterday between noon and 8 p.m. They didn't do it. They simply can't get anything right when it comes to customer service. Wonderful software. Horrible company. So anyway, I thought I'd bring you folks along for this phone call. And I am going to tell them that I am videotaping me on the phone with them, just so that they're aware of the ignorance and the level it's gotten to. So here we go. I'm hitting the call send.
Hello, you've reached Adobe Customer Care. Let's get you to the right place. For questions about your Adobe account, like billing, redemption codes, or cancellation for products other than stock, press 1. If you need help downloading, installing, activating, or using your Adobe product,
I need
press
help
2.
using my account.
For questions related to... Alright, help with your product. If you have a monthly or yearly subscription, or an Adobe trial account, press 1.
I have a yearly subscription.
Okay. For help with a product on your Mac or Windows computer, press 1. For help with your mobile app, press 2.
It's on both my mobile and my computer,
Alright.
so I hit 2.
Help with the mobile app. Choose one of the following 7 options. For photography mobile apps, including Preview and Lightroom,
The issue originally
press
came
1.
about when I was using
For Fill and
Spark.
Sign and
So I'll
Adobe
hit the
Sign for
key
mobile,
for Spark,
press
which is
2.
6.
For Premiere Rush, to ensure quality service, your call may be recorded. Please wait while we transfer your call.
And this is the game we play. They don't want to answer my calls because they know that I'm not happy with their nonsense.
Thank you for calling Adobe. My name is Samrat. How may I help you today?
Okay, this call is being videotaped, and I'm asking to speak to your corporate escalations department. You're on being live streamed for your behavior since you have refused to get a supervisor or your corporate escalations department on the phone.
May I know in which department you want to talk? You want to talk escalation department?
Your corporate escalations department, due to your company's refusal to provide the services for which I've paid. You have clearly misrepresented your intentions for financial gain. You have defrauded me, and you have refused to resolve the issue. Now I'm asking for your corporate escalations department, as I've asked many times.
Let me just check. Give me a minute, okay?
And here we go back to the never-ending hold where he won't ever come back. The phone will eventually go blank, go to dead air, and then it'll hang up. Been through this about 6 times so far this evening. So anyway, folks,
I understand.
this is how Adobe
understand
treats
the
the
point.
customer.
Yeah.
Adobe has no use for customers. Adobe has no desire to resolve issues with customers. Adobe thinks that somehow or another their policies override customers' rights. Adobe believes that they have the right to treat customers as though we don't matter. So I want you all to remember that when you're dealing with Adobe. You probably ought to remove Adobe Acrobat from your computer, stop using all Adobe products, and Adobe needs to be split up and disbanded like they did AT&T back when they split up the telecom, because clearly Adobe, Facebook, Google are monopolies, and they don't have any respect for the customer because they don't have any accountability. This needs to end.
Hello?
Now, I've asked for your escalations department. Get them on the phone. I was talking to the people on the live stream because of your behavior.
I understand. The point is that you have just reached to Adobe Experience Cloud, and I'm talking about Adobe Acrobat. So that
I
is
am
one of
talking
the
about
products
Adobe and my entire Adobe account. My Creative Cloud account does not work. My Spark account does not work. None of my Adobe products and my Adobe account that I pay your company for work. You log me out. You play games. I've been fighting with you for a week. I'm all over Twitter plastering about you folks. I have not been able to use my programs for a week as of tomorrow.
I already got
Now
your
get
point,
your
but you
escalations
have-
department on the phone. Quit playing word games, quit not listening, and get your escalations department on the phone.
I can provide you the number of Adobe Creative Cloud, but I don't
Get
have
your
the number of
escalations
Adobe
department on the phone. This is the number I was told to call to deal with the problem. You are the people behind Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is what started this mess a week ago. Now again, get your escalations department on the phone. Put your supervisor, put somebody besides an incompetent tech person that can't think on the phone, because you're not listening.
Give me a minute, let me just check, because I am one of the support engineers of Adobe Experience Cloud products. I'm not from Adobe Creative Cloud. I can check the number. If I have the number, I will provide you the number.
Look, mister,
But I
I'm not
cannot
playing
connect
your
call.
games. This is the number that your Adobe escalations department includes in their emails. So again, get your supervisor on the phone.
Give me a minute, let me just check the number, because right
Look,
now,
I'm
I
not
can't
calling another number.
provide-
Get your supervisor on the phone, idiot. You're not listening.
I'm sorry, but
You are not listening.
my supervisor
You
is
are not
available.
listening. Get your supervisor on the phone. You're not listening. Get your supervisor on the phone. This is the problem with Adobe. They play games. They play word games. They tell you to call this number. It doesn't do anything. They tell you they're going to call you at this time to address the matter. They don't call. They don't give a rip. All they're about is playing games. They have no ethics, no morals, no logic. Completely unethical and dishonest people. I mean, I've asked this guy for a supervisor half a dozen times. Can't figure it out. I asked him for the escalations department, this is the number the escalations department gave me to call to get the escalations department. I called it. I did what I was told to do. I can't get him. Total nonsense. I mean, just this one phone call's 10 minutes, and I still haven't gotten anywhere. hours and hours and hours of wasted time because these people can't figure this out. They are not capable of understanding and comprehending English to the point where they can address the issues. They take what you say, they take a little piece of it, and they twist it. And this is the number for the Spark group at Adobe, which is what started all this mess when I updated their ignorant software. They give you a headache because they just don't listen. And if he gives you a number and you call it, it's not going to be the right department either. It's never the right department. Ever. Ice cold well water. So as you can see, now we're up to 11 minutes on the phone. And still, nothing. That's all they do. We can't do anything. We're going to give you a different phone number. We don't have any supervisors. You can't have the escalations department. We can't do anything. That's how Adobe acts. They are incapable of addressing issues. No matter what department you call, no matter who you talk to at this company, it is never the right department to get your issue resolved. That is wrong. That is insanity. Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, clearly, when it comes to Adobe...
Hello?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm still waiting for your supervisor.
Let me just explain you. The point is that you have just contacted Adobe Experience Cloud and...
Let me just explain to you, sir, very clearly that according to your phone prompts, this is the button to push for Adobe Spark. It's also the number that I was given by your escalations department to call. Maybe
somebody has provided you the wrong number. This is the number of
They always provide me the wrong number. No matter who I talk to at your company, it's always the wrong number. There's never a right number for a customer with an issue with Adobe. There's never a right phone number when you're talking to Adobe. Ever. No matter who you talk to, you got the wrong phone number. Now get your supervisor on the phone.
Provide you the number of Adobe Creative Cloud.
Get your supervisor on the phone. Get your supervisor on the phone. Because if I call whatever number you're telling me to call, it's going to be the wrong number too. We've already been through this, mister. Over and over and over again. I'm telling you, get your supervisor on the phone. You're being live streamed. Everybody can see what an idiot you are that you won't get a supervisor on the phone. The whole world can see it. And you don't care. Because you don't care about the customer. You don't want to fix the problems. "14 minutes on the phone on just this phone call. Mind you, this is number 8 tonight. In addition to 2 hours this morning of this nonsense. 8 hours yesterday of this nonsense. It's a major headache dealing with these clowns. Please get your supervisor on the phone or your escalations department. Please get your supervisor on the phone or your escalations department. The reason I keep putting my hand in front of the camera is because I'm opening my screen on my other phone so that I can show that I'm still on the phone with them and see it with my own eyes, because otherwise the screen goes back to the screensaver when there's no action for a while. Get your supervisor on the phone. Get your supervisor on the phone. Hello? This is what they do. They just put you in dead air.
Yeah, I'm there.
Get your supervisor on the phone.
So the point is that you have contacted a wrong
The point is that no matter what number,
listen
to me.
Cloud.
No
You
matter
have just contacted Adobe Experience Cloud.
no matter what phone number I
thing you're
call,
talking about, it belongs. Yeah.
no matter what phone number I call at Adobe, it's always the wrong number. That's the point. Now I asked for your supervisor.
So this time you have just contacted the wrong number.
Sir, every number I've called for the last week about this has been the wrong number. I got that message loud and clear. There's never a right number to call Adobe about a problem. There's never a right number. Now, please put your supervisor on
if you
the
can listen to me
phone.
properly, I can provide you the exact number. There is no point to shout. If you can listen
There is no point for you to
I can provide you the
continue
exact
to...
number of Adobe Creative Cloud. See, you are shouting, but
I'm
you are
not shouting.
listening to me properly.
I'm not shouting.
I can
I'm
provide
asking you for your
I can-
supervisor.
See.
You are refusing to put your supervisor on the phone.
The point is that I belong to Adobe Experience Cloud, and
The point is that you don't
thing that
listen.
you're talking
Like
about,
everybody
it
in your
belongs to
company.
Creative Cloud. I
You
cannot
do
bring
not
my supervisor
listen
on
to the
phone.
customer.
You are not
You
trying
don't
to
listen
understand
to the
my point.
consumer. You don't listen to the customer. At all. Ever. Now please put your supervisor on the phone. I don't know how to speak your language because you don't understand English. I've asked for
I
your
do understand
supervisor a
English, but
dozen
you are
times.
not understanding what I'm trying to say.
I'm understanding that no matter what phone number I call that your company gives me to call to resolve this, it is always the wrong number. That I got very clearly. And that every person I talk to at your company wants me to call a different phone number. Please put your supervisor on the phone. Or your corporate escalations department. Put your supervisor on the phone, please. Put your supervisor on the phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Sir, let me just... Yeah, I'm there. I'm still on the phone, sir. I can explain you. The point is that...
The point is
all
that
has
you're
been
not
landed
listening to
on
me,
a-
the customer, at all. You haven't listened to me from the very beginning of this phone call.
I am
No, you're not.
listening to do
No,
that.
you're not. You have not listened to anything that I've said. I've asked to speak to your supervisor. Put your supervisor on the phone. Put your supervisor on the phone.